everybody, let's stand up. We're going to start a warm-up. Start by bowing in. Everybody facing the flag. Scrape your feet together. Chariot. Kyungnae. Facing me. Chariot. Kyungnae. Taekwon. And jumping jacks, 20 on your own count. Begin. And sit down. Let's do 20 sit-ups on your own count. Begin. And when you're done, stand up. Feet apart, stretching forward, down. And up, take a deep breath in, and exhale down. And as you're hanging, deep breath in, exhale down. And over to the right, inhale, and exhale down. And inhale in, exhale down. And over to the other leg. Inhale, exhale down into the stretch. And inhale, exhale down into the stretch. Now over to the middle. Inhale, exhale down into the stretch. And up. Long walking stance, turn to one side. And again, breathe in, exhale into the stretch. And inhale, exhale into the stretch. Every time you exhale, you want to just relax into that stretch a little more. And now the other side. Inhale up, exhale down into the stretch. And inhale up, exhale and relax into the stretch. And up, turning to center. Now your feet are pretty far apart. And exhale down into the middle. Inhale up, exhale again. And up, I want you to put your feet together, keeping your legs straight. You're going to exhale down. Now you may have to turn your toes out a little bit or separate your feet if you feel you're unbalanced. We don't want anybody falling over. And inhale up, and exhale down. And inhale up, and exhale down. And all the way up. So when you're stretching forward, there are two muscles at the back of your leg. We stretch the legs apart, but we do also want to stretch the legs together to stretch that inner muscle as well. All right, everybody, sitting down on the floor. Put the bottoms of your feet together. Inhale and relax and let your knees drop to your side. And inhale up. And exhale down. Leaning forward now, inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Now both legs straight out in front. Shake your legs a little, make sure they're nice and loose. Inhale up, arms up over your head, and exhale down. And inhale, exhale down. Once more, inhale up, and exhale down. And now sitting up, arms over your head, inhale up, exhale down. And again, sitting up, arms over your head, inhale, and exhale down. And relax, coming up, bending one leg, inhale, exhale down to the bent leg. And inhale up, exhale down. And lifting your torso up, you're going to go down to your straight leg, inhale up, and down to the straight leg. Holding that position, inhale, exhale down. And come up, switch your legs. Inhale, exhale down to your bent leg. And inhale up, leaving your chest forward, and exhale down. And sitting back up, take a deep breath in, exhaling down to your straight leg. Without raising your chest, inhale up as much as you can, and exhale down. And up. Taking your straight leg, pulling it behind you to stretch your quad. Depending on your flexibility, you may need to lie back on the floor. Take a breath in, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. And once more, inhale, and exhale down into the stretch. And up, switch your legs. Other leg is behind you, inhale, exhale into the stretch. Another breath in, and exhale down into the stretch. And once more, inhale up, and exhale down. And coming up, take one leg. I want you to hug the knee to your chest so you can feel the stretch in your IT band. I find I have to push my foot a little bit, so I'm using my straight leg to push my bent foot, the foot of my bent leg, a little bit that way. Take a deep breath in, exhale down. And inhale up, exhale down. And last one, inhale up, and exhale down. And relax that leg. Pick up the other one, hugging the knee to your chest. Inhale up, and exhale down. And inhale up, exhale down. And increasing the stretch, inhale up, and exhale down. And relax on your feet. So I know some of these stretches, you're bent over, and especially with your Taekwondo belt on, it can be hard to inhale for the stretch, but there are different parts of your torso that you can breathe into. So we've got down here in our belly, the part that's below our belt, you can push that part out to create space in your lungs. There's the part of your belly that's above the belt. You can pull that out. And you may feel the breathing muscle, the diaphragm muscle, actually stretching when you do that. You can also take your rib cage and open the rib cage up, and then on top of all that, you can lift your shoulders to also create space in your torso. So by moving, even down here below your belt, by moving things out of the way, creates more space for your lungs. This is important because when we do meditation exercises in class sometimes, we do breathing exercises. If you're told to do an inhale for 10 or 15 or 20 count, to get that extra count, to get that extra space, you need to find more spaces to put air into or to pull more air into. And that's one of the ways you can do it. By increasing your lung capacity, you actually increase the amount of air that you can breathe. So that's very helpful for maintaining your breath. I have another thing I want to talk about, which is tying your belt. And I tied this before the class started. We're going to pretend this is on somebody. Let's see if I can. All right, so I see this a lot on people, and there's my camera. And so what's wrong with this picture? Well, this piece is coming down, but we have, where is it? This piece is coming off the side. What you want, let me tip this down a little bit, is for your belt to go sideways. Sometimes people do the knot and they have this going this way, so you have a piece coming up and a piece going sideways. Very easy to fix. Very common mistake. If I undo this knot, and I'm trying to get a cross between you seeing my face and you seeing the belt. If I just undo that last knot, I will often tell people, I'm going to do it with my belt because it's a little easier for me. If I undo my last knot, I have this one that comes off of the top. I've got, let's see, can I zoom this in? No, it won't let me zoom in. As I'm tying, I've got this piece coming around and this one comes off the top. The natural thing to do is to cross, oh good, the braid is helping me show, is to cross this way. But what I say to people is the one on top stays on top. If the one on top goes on top and then through, they go sideways. To make that mistake that I was showing you, if I put the bottom one on top, then that top one just has no choice but to go straight down. And it doesn't look as nice and neat. Also make sure when you tie your belt that you don't tie your knot this way. So I'll see this sometimes, and people will do like that. So they've got a proper knot tied, but then this piece, I'm exaggerating so you guys can really see what's going on. I want to make sure when I come underneath this one, and look, now I have the one on top, stays on top for my next tying, and I have a nice tiny bundle, very professional looking. I make sure that I look good. I make sure that you guys look good. So I'm gonna make a video soon. I've been planning to make a video on how to tie your belt. We have a lot of new students coming into the school, going to the park. Some of you may have met those new students, and I can see, because we can't tie people's belts for them, I can see that I'm itching to fix, but I don't want to be putting too many hands on people. So, thank you for your attention to that, and I will expect when I see you in person that everybody will have a beautifully tied belt. Their uniform will be on them, they'll look excellently professional. Yes, Caduceus is giving me 2 thumbs up. Let's do some kicking and punching, because that's what we're here for. Everybody line up. And get your left leg forward, fighting stance. Check. From here, we're going to start with front kick. Hana. Do. Sa. Fighting stance turn. Front kick and a punch, that's on the same side. Hana. Do. Set. Neck. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. Set. Neck. And turn. Now it's front kick followed by 2 punches. Hana. Make sure you're picking that knee up. Do. Set. Neck. And turn. Hana. Do. Set. Neck. Fighting stance turn. Skipping front kick. Hana. Do. Fighting stance turn. Make sure you keep your hands up. Do. Set. And turn. Same thing. Hana. Do. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. And turn. Now, skipping front kick followed by reverse punch. Remember, after the punch, you come back to your fighting stance. Hana. Do. Set. Whoa, running out of space. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. Set. Fighting stance turn. Turning kick. For this one in particular, very easy to let your hands drop. Make sure to keep your hands up on the turning kick. Hana. Do. Set. Neck. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. Set. Neck. Fighting stance turn. Now I want to see 2 kicks in 1 count. Hana. Do. Set. Neck. Taylor, Madeline, looking nice. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. Set. Neck. Fighting stance turn. My voice is cracking. So that was 2 kicks. Now I want to see 3 kicks. Keep your balance. So how do you keep your balance when you're doing 3 kicks? Don't bend your body too much. Keep your body upright. That may mean for some of us who are not so flexible that the kick's not going to be as high. That's okay. It just needs to be belt level. 3 kicks, but 1 step. Fighting stance. And hana. Do. Set. Keep them the same height. Neck. Fighting stance turn. Now, just 1 kick. Just 1 really good kick. Ready? Hana. So now, because you're just doing 1, I want it fast. I want it strong. Do. Set. Neck. And turn. That should be a really good kick. Now, skipping front turning kick. Hana. Do. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. And turn. When you do this, keep your body sideways. I want your body as sideways as you can make it, because if I'm kicking toward you and I show you I land this way, or if I start out this way and then have to close, that's when I'm going to get hit. If you're a smart fighter, that's when you're going to hit me. If the whole time I'm sideways, well, you don't have anything to hit. And that's how we want it to be. So, Same thing, skipping front turn, keep your body sideways. Hands are up. Hana! Do! Fighting stance turn. Hana! Do! And turn. Hana! Do! Turn. Hana! Do! Fighting stance turn. Side kick with the rear leg. Hana! Do! Set! Neck! Madeline, is that Jonathan turning the light out on you? Because he's got to stop that, let you focus on class. Side kick again, rear leg. Hana! Do! Set! Neck! And turn. Stepping behind the front leg, side kick. Hana! Do! Set! And turn. Hana! Do! Set! Fighting stance turn. Now make it skipping side kick. Hana! Do! Turn. Hana! Do! Fighting stance turn. Hana! Do! Turn. Hana! Do! Fighting stance turn. Next kick is a back kick. White belts, yellow belts, green belts. If you want to do side kick with the rear leg, you can. If you want to do back kick, that's okay with me as well. Blue belts, red belts, black belts, gotta be a back kick. Ready, fighting stance. Hana! Do! Fighting stance turn. Hana! Do! And turn. Hana! Do! Turn. Hana! Do! Fighting stance turn. Step forward, paro. All right. Let's do chunji. Everybody here has chunji. So I'm going to do it facing you. Everybody, 준비. And 시작. chunji. And everybody, hello. All right. Don't worry, Josie, you'll get more chance to do patterns. So, let's do your dangun. Dangun, 준비. Ready, and 시작. Dosan. Taking a look at who we have here. All right. Dosan, 준비. Amara, it's okay. She can walk by her own feet. All right, everybody. Do-san, 준비. And 시작. And hello. All right, let's everybody line up. We're going to do some more basics. Left leg forward fighting stance. Step. Stepping forward. Walking stance. Low block. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. And turn. Low block, then reverse punch. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. And turn. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. Now it's high block. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. Cross and block, remember. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. High block, then reverse punch. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. Now it's one punch, single punch, walking stance. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. 3 punches in one step. Now it's really important. Make sure you pull the other hand back to your belt between punches. 3 punches in one step. Hana! Do! Side! Ne! All 3 of those punches should be strong punches. If they're not equally strong, probably not pulling it back before pushing the next punch out. And turn. 3 punches again. Hana! Do! Side! Ne! Fighting stance turn. Punching at your L stance. Hana! Do! Really drop into that punch to generate power. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. And turn. Knife hand strike in your L stance. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. Fighting stance turn. Hana. Do. Side. Ne. And turn. Middle guarding block with knife hand. Remember, hands need to come up to drop down strong in the block. This is a very strong block. And hana, do, sai, ne, fighting stance turn, hana, do, sai, ne, fighting stance turn. The way we have a middle guarding block, we have a low guarding block. Just moving so you can see better. Hands still come up, and they go low. Look at this. The guarding hand is below, this is the knot of my belt. It's below the knot of my belt. The blocking hand is like you would expect for a low block. But it's not up here anymore. It was up here when I had the middle level. Now they're both pointing down. Ready, and hana, do, sai, ne, fighting stance turn, hana, do, sai, ne, and turn, and step forward, paro. All right, so now we are at Wanyo. As it works out, let's see, Josie and Celeste, you guys can do two-step sparring from when I say Sijak on the pattern. Sammy and Nahum and Sienna and Amara got a green belt in there who needs to do the green belt pattern. So, Sammy and Sienna, you can do two steps using the screen, pick somebody, you can pick Josie and Celeste, you can pick somebody who's doing the pattern, and they're your opponent, and you're gonna try to, if they're open to this side, you wanna hit to this side. You don't wanna hit to here. If they're on this side, again, same thing. Whichever side they're open, that's your target. All right, everybody, this is Wanyo, Judy, and Sida. Wanyo. And everybody paro. So this pattern has a movement that I know confuses a lot of green belts when they're learning it. So I want to talk about, you have done 1, 2, punch, you step in. I'm going to move back a little so you can see my feet, but the feet are not the most important part. It's the hand. I'm making a big motion. And I'm doing it slowly so the camera can pick it up better. Got a nice walking stance. My right arm, look at how close it is to my knee, because I'm really clearing that area. The left arm is just a balancing. Because if I just do one hand, my body's going to go all over. So I come here, I step out, 1, 2, 1, 2 is how it goes. Then a front kick and punch. Now, I have to put my hand out. I have to make it big again. 1. Oh, look at that. I even dip my knee. This is a low block, but done the way we don't normally do it, and then a middle block. Front kick, punch. Oh, here's another thing for my green belts. When you come up to this, you stop for a second, and then do your side kick. So don't rush that. That gives you style points. First degree black belts know when they're doing kwon later in the pattern, they come to here, that precision, give it a stop, really helps to make it look tighter. There are certain places where just a little stop, a little hesitation to say, look at how awesome I am, is really valuable. Let's go. We're running short on time. We have You'll Go, and I think we're going to wrap it up there and move on to something else. So, we have Sammy and Nahum. I believe, yes, Nahum does not have the stripe. Amara does. So Sienna, you're going to continue with the two-step sparring. Josie and Celeste, two-step sparring. Sammy and Nahum, there is no contact on this. I know you guys. Allegra and Amara and Emma and all my green belts, all my blue belts, red belts, black belts. We're doing yoga. Ready, 준비, and 시작. Yoga. And So a couple of tips when you're learning and you're working virtually, things you can do to continue to improve your patterns when you are working virtually or when you are working without an instructor. Check your stances. Stop randomly in the pattern and just look down. Did I get that right? Okay, good. If you didn't get it right, see if it's a consistent problem, and then you know to correct it. If you don't realize that your stance is wrong, you won't know to correct it. You won't work on it. That's one. Two, do your patterns to try to generate power. So black belts, when you're doing Chunji, see how much power you can generate. Make sure your uniform snaps. Make sure everything comes together on it, because otherwise, Chunji could get really boring. I have been doing Chunji since the 1980s, okay? There are people here who are full-grown adults who weren't even born then. And how do I keep it interesting? I still like Chunji. I hated it for a while because it's da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's very simple, but in that simplicity, you can generate a lot of power. You can fix your stances. You can think inside your head more, where when you're working on something like Junggeun, there is so much going on. There are so many corrections about how complicated things are that you really have to know it quite well. You need to be at black belt level to really get into the details of it. But Chunji is so easy. These are things you can do. Another one, I think I've spoken about this, set yourself a goal. I'm gonna do each pattern 5 times, or 2 times, or 10 times, or maybe I'm just gonna do my new pattern 10 times. You will be amazed how much progress you make just by going through. Even if you're not having a good day practicing, just the repetition. I like to say there's 2 parts to your brain. There's the part up here that we think with, that we are formulating words in our head. And then there's a bit back here, that's the part, it keeps your heart beating and your lungs breathing and your blood pressure correct. But it also knows so much. It's very smart. And that part of your brain, if you can relax and stop the chitty-chatty person up front who's there, she's kind of like the not very nice girl who's like, oh, I can't believe you wore that. Looking at yourself, you're looking at yourself, you're being critical. But the piece back here goes, oh, I know how to do this. I know how to pick up my leg to kick properly. I know how to do the pattern properly. Trust that part of your head, because you guys have all been soaking in Taekwondo for a long time. I know inside you've got it. So we just have to let the piece in the front that's talking be quiet, and let the piece in the back that's really quite smart, let your body do what your body can do. So, not to get too mystical on you guys right there, but I do think that is part of what goes on in our heads. I want to award some tips. Well, one tip today. We have a yellow tip for Josie. So Josie, I know you've already got 1 yellow tip, right? Let me just check your card. Where'd it go? Yes. Oh, this is your first yellow tip. So you're new to the juniors program. You will get 2 yellow tips, I think, if I'm doing my math right. Yes, because your belt is white, we give the first, instead of a white tip, we give you a yellow one. Then your second tip will be yellow as well. Oh, you have a yellow belt? My bad, this should be white. I'm talking so much. I should have noticed. You've got a yellow belt. You actually are getting a white tip today. I will fix that behind the scenes, and that's your first white tip, because as a Mighty Lion, you don't get that. Sienna, that also applies to you. So let's everybody clap for Josie. Congratulations. And let's all bow out. Oh, Nahum, did you have a question, or were you just refreshing your hand? Yeah, you had a question? No? Okay. All right, everybody. Facing the flag, stage your feet together. Chariot. Kyunat. Oh. Face me. Chariot. Kyunat. Taekwon. Facing Master McLeod. Chariot. Kyunat. Taekwon. We have only one other black belt, which is Malin. Chariot. Kyunat. And our head student today is Olin. Facing Olin. Chariot. Kyunat. Taekwon. Thank you, everybody.